Many hopeful singers compete on American Idol in the hopes of making the dreams come true. However, recently, some have showed concern that the younger contestants are forced to grow up too fast on the competition series. In fact, a parent of one of the show's contestants even recently spoke out about the show and what impact it has on younger contestants. American Idol is currently in its 23rd season, which premiered March 2, 2025. Contestants have performed in front of the current judges, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, and Lionel Richie. In addition, contestants have been helped by a variety of celebrity mentors, from Jelly Roll to Miranda Lambert. While many dream of appearing on the show and winning the season, there are limits on who could appear. For example, contestants must be 15 to 29 years old. This hasn't always been the case. During the first 3 seasons, the age limit was 16 to 24. Recently, however, some have shared that they feel the age limits should be even more restrictive. According to the U.S. Sun, many viewers have suggested increasing the minimum age to 18. After all, underage contestants could see the show interfere with school and their families, especially as they are flown out to Los Angeles. In fact, relatives of the season 23 contestants have shared the views of the age limits. Admitting the show offered a tremendous opportunity, they were worried the younger contestants were growing up too fast. One family member, who wished to remain anonymous, shared, "Our kid has had the time of their life on this show, but of course, we as parents can be worried. The contestants are being thrown into this Hollywood lifestyle so suddenly. We're from a different world. The show producers are incredibly supportive and so are the judges, but sometimes as a parent it's hard to hear the feedback they're giving our child." In particular, the family member was also worried about what the younger contestants are being taught by the show. As they explained, "I don't know how many times Carrie has said that the kids need to be sassier on stage, and Luke and Lionel have also said similar things. That's our kid at the end of the day. What if they don't want to be sassy? I know the judges have a lot of knowledge and talent, but their way is not the only way to make it in this business." The parent felt that these contestants should stay young while they can. As they explained, "I think they just want these young contestants to grow up too fast, and that's not a totally healthy way to get their foot in the door. So some of that, it does worry me sometimes as a parent. I think it would any parent." The parent concluded things, sharing, "I wish they would be more open-minded that artists can evolve in all different forms, but I'm not the famous singer here, so maybe I have no clue what I'm talking about." In the world of televised talent competitions, few shows have captured the imagination of audiences quite like American Idol. Since its debut in 2002, the series has launched countless careers, turning ordinary teenagers into household names overnight. However, behind the glitz, glamour, and applause lies a complex web of concerns, particularly among parents, about the rapid acceleration of young contestants into the demanding and often overwhelming world of Hollywood. Many parents are voicing fears that the show's judges and producers might be pushing their teenage children into a Hollywood lifestyle too quickly, with potentially detrimental psychological, emotional, and developmental consequences. This comprehensive discussion explores the multifaceted aspects of these concerns. It examines the nature of American Idol * as a platform for young talent, the pressures faced by teen contestants, parental fears rooted in developmental psychology, the influence of judges and producers, and the broader societal implications of exposing youth to fame at an early age. Additionally, it offers insights from experts, testimonials from parents and former contestants, and recommendations for safeguarding the well-being of young performers. The rise of American Idol and its impact on youth. American Idol revolutionized the landscape of televised talent shows, combining captivating performances with high-stakes competition. Its format, which involves auditions across the country, live performances, and viewer voting, creates a compelling narrative of discovery and triumph. Over the years, the show has become a cultural phenomenon, with millions tuning in weekly to witness the journey from hopeful auditionee to potential superstar. A notable trend has been the increasing presence of teenage contestants. While the show initially featured more adult performers, the allure of discovering young prodigies has grown, leading to a surge in teenagers auditioning and reaching advanced stages of the competition. This shift is partly driven by the belief that youth offers a freshness and raw talent that can resonate deeply with audiences. However, As the spotlight intensifies on teenage performers, parents and critics raise concerns about whether the environment is appropriate for such young individuals. The intense scrutiny, public exposure, and commercialization of their talents can pose significant challenges to their mental health and development. The psychological and emotional toll on teen contestants. Children and adolescents are still in critical stages of emotional, psychological, and social development. According to developmental psychologists, adolescence is a period characterized by identity formation, emotional regulation, and increased sensitivity to external influences. Introducing young teens to the high-pressure environment of a national televised competition can disrupt this developmental process. Stress and anxiety, the constant judging, public criticism, and the pressure to perform can lead to heightened stress levels. Teen contestants often report feelings of anxiety, fear of failure, and inadequacy. The desire to please judges, producers, and viewers can become overwhelming, sometimes leading to burnout. Self-esteem and identity, the importance placed on appearance, vocal ability, and performance can influence a teen's self-esteem. Negative feedback or rejection on national TV can have lasting impacts on their self-concept. Conversely, success can inflate egocentric tendencies or lead to unrealistic expectations about fame and life in Hollywood. Exposure to fame and lifestyle, the allure of celebrity status can be intoxicating for young contestants. However, without proper guidance or maturity, teens may struggle to navigate the complexities of fame, including media scrutiny, privacy invasion, and the temptation of materialism. Mental health risks. There are documented cases of former teenage contestants experiencing depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues related to their experience on American Idol and similar shows. The sudden onset of fame can be disorienting, especially if the young person lacks a strong support system. Parental concerns, fear of being pushed too fast. Parents of teenage contestants often find themselves in a dilemma. They recognize their child's talent and passion but worry about the rapid pace at which their child is thrust into the Hollywood spotlight. Loss of childhood innocence. Many parents fear that their children are losing the normal experiences of childhood, playing, school, friendships, in favor of rehearsals, media appearances, and social media scrutiny. The pressure to maintain a certain image or performance can overshadow age-appropriate activities. Unrealistic expectations. Exposure to fame can create unrealistic perceptions of success and happiness. Parents worry their children may equate popularity with self-worth, leading to disappointment or disillusionment if the fame fades or doesn't meet expectations. Exploitation risks. Some parents fear that the industry may exploit their children's talents for financial gain without providing adequate protection or guidance. The entertainment industry is known for its power imbalances, and minors are particularly vulnerable. Mental and physical health. The stress associated with competition and media exposure can impact health. Parents are concerned about sleep deprivation, anxiety, depression, and the lack of privacy. Long-term impact. The fear that early fame may hinder long-term development, educational opportunities, or future career prospects also weighs heavily on parents' minds. The role of judges and producers. Pushing too fast. American Idol judges and producers are tasked with discovering and nurturing talent. However, their approach to mentoring and evaluating teen contestants often comes under scrutiny. High expectations and pressure. Judges tend to emphasize vocal ability and stage presence, sometimes focusing intensely on immediate performance rather than long-term development. The competitive nature of the show can lead to contestants feeling they must perform at their best every week, risking burnout. Encouragement versus exploitation. While some judges genuinely aim to motivate and develop young artists, critics argue that the show's format can prioritize entertainment value over the contestants' well-being. The emphasis on dramatic moments, tears, and rousing applause can sometimes overshadow the importance of mental health. Promotion of a Hollywood lifestyle. Producers often glamorize the idea of celebrity, showcasing lavish lifestyles, red carpet events, and media attention. For impressionable teens, this can create a distorted view of success, encouraging them to chase fame rather than artistic growth or personal fulfillment. Fame at an early age. The show's structure accelerates exposure to fame, often before teens have had the chance to mature emotionally or understand the realities of the entertainment industry. Critics argue that this rush can lead to a superficial understanding of what it means to be a professional artist or celebrity. Lack of adequate support systems. There is concern that the show's environment lacks sufficient mental health resources or educational support tailored for minors, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation or crisis. Societal and cultural implications. The phenomenon of pushing teenagers into Hollywood fame raises broader societal questions about the value we place on youth, celebrity, and instant success. Youth and cultural values. Society often idolizes young stars, equating their success with talent, beauty, and happiness. This adulation can pressure young people to pursue fame at the expense of their well-being. Industry ethics. The entertainment industry has a history of exploiting young talent for commercial gain. High-profile cases of former child stars experiencing mental health struggles, substance abuse, or career burnout highlight the risks involved. Media's role. The media's portrayal of young stars often amplifies the pressure, focusing on the personal lives, fashion, and scandals rather than their artistry or developmental needs. Balancing talent discovery and welfare. The challenge lies in creating platforms that celebrate talent without compromising the health and maturity of young contestants. Responsible broadcasting, protective regulations, and parental involvement are key factors. Testimonials and case studies. Parents' perspectives. Many parents recount the emotional rollercoaster of watching their children compete on American Idol. Some express pride and joy, but others share stories of sleepless nights, anxiety, and feeling powerless amid the industry machinery. Former contestants. Several young artists have publicly spoken about the difficulties they faced after their stint on the show. For example, some have described struggles with identity, mental health issues, and difficulty adjusting to life outside the limelight. Expert opinions. Child psychologists and industry insiders warn that early exposure to fame can have lasting impacts if not managed carefully. They advocate for age-appropriate talent shows and comprehensive support systems. Recommendations for parents, producers, and society. Implement age-appropriate guidelines. Talent shows should establish strict protocols to protect minors, including limits on filming hours, mandatory mental health support, and educational opportunities. Parental involvement. Parents should remain engaged, ensuring their children understand the realities of fame and are not coerced into participating. Open communication and ongoing support are vital. Industry accountability. Producers and broadcasters should prioritize the well-being of young contestants, avoiding sensationalism and ensuring that their health and safety take precedence over ratings. Public awareness. Society should foster a culture that values artistic growth and emotional health over superficial fame. Celebrating diverse talents and successes at all ages can help shift perceptions. Conclusion. The journey from hopeful teenager to Hollywood star is fraught with challenges, especially when propelled by the high-octane environment of American Idol. While the show can serve as a platform for young talent, it also poses significant risks when the pace accelerates too rapidly and the focus shifts from nurturing to exploiting. Parents' fears about their children being pushed into a Hollywood lifestyle too fast are rooted in genuine concern for their child's mental health, developmental integrity, and long-term happiness. It is imperative for all stakeholders, producers, judges, parents, and society, to work together to create a safer, more supportive environment that celebrates talent without compromising the well-being of its youngest stars. Fostering an industry that respects the emotional and psychological needs of minors, promoting responsible media practices, and encouraging realistic portrayals of fame are essential steps toward ensuring that the dreams of young contestants do not come at the expense of their health and innocence. Only then can American Idol truly be a platform that nurtures not just talent, but well-rounded, happy individuals ready to navigate the complexities of life and fame.